Hey everybody, welcome to Bible First 5-Minute Bible Study. I'm David.
I'm Tina.
And we're in Romans 1 verse 21. Let's start. For although they knew God, they did not honor him as God or give thanks to him. So remember in the previous verses from yesterday, we talked about all creation said there is a God, right? So in this passage we're reading, he's showing us how the world became in the situation it is today following other gods. And if you read it, you'll also see a parallel in American society, right? So let's go back. So he's saying they knew him, but they chose to not honor him. Right? They chose to not honor him and to give thanks to him.
Well, it's like people who say they believe in God.
Exactly. Right? There's a lot of people that say, well, he knows God. Well, I say, Satan knows God, but he's not saved. So it's more than just knowledge of God. There's a heart thing that has to. There's that honoring, right? They did not honor him, right? They did not give thanks to him. See, that's where where salvation starts to come in, is when you honor him and you give thanks to him. You make him the God of your life. But they became futile in their thinking. So since they did not honor God, their thinking became clouded and it became an obstacle to them regaining that relationship with God, right? And their foolish hearts were darkened. When I hear this word hearts, I personally like to replace it with the word soul, right? We're body, soul, and spirit. So as they became futile in their thinking, they're not giving thanks to God, they're not honoring God, right? They became futile. Their thinking wasn't helping them.
Well,
and
bad things infiltrate your mind.
Yes, it does.
And then it seeps down into your heart.
No, you're right. And then it becomes darkened, right? In verse 22, claiming to be wise, they became fools. This is such a powerful verse, right? So they're futile in their thinking. Their foolish hearts were darkened. Now what's the next step? They claim to be wise. People that think they know everything are the dumbest people at all, right? They claim to be wise. They became foolish. Or they became fools. In verse 23, and exchange the glory of the immortal God for images. We see it today, we saw it then, right? They knew who God was. Mankind had a relationship with God. They chose not to honor him. They chose not to give thanks to him. Over time, their brains would turn away from him and their hearts would become hardened. And in their world, the things that were against God were the wise things, and the things that were good for what God wanted us to do, those were the dumb things. And we see that today. We see that looking around society today. Things that 20 years ago we never would have thought of in our society is now people are proclaiming, hey, this is where you need to go. This is religion 2.0. Well, one, we've already had religion 2.0 like 3 dozen times since Christ returned. Right, Tina?
Right.
And they exchanged the glory of the immortal God. What about people that you can like football, but if football is more important, that's the image that you have turned into God. If you have to go to football before you go to church, there's a problem, and the problem is football has become a God in your life, right? If your kids are the most important, they've become a God in your life. God is the thing that you kneel before. You know, the thing you have to deal with, the thing you have to do. It's something. So think about that today. Tina, is there anything that we need to tell them, or what's going on in our lives? Can you think of anything?
Just about our cousin Danelle needs prayer.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one. My cousin Danelle, she's got the big rhymes with C, and she's a Christian, and she's one of my closest and dearest cousins, and she's a young woman, and she has a bunch of kids and a bunch of grandkids, and you know, she's a lot younger than me. And she's a great lady, and she's really strong in the Lord. And I just ask today that you just thank God for your life, and that you pray for my cousin Danelle, that she has a good outcome, and that the Lord's will be done. In Jesus' name. Right, Tina?
Yeah.
God bless. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. And if you do subscribe, Tina's going to give you a woohoo. And remember, we're here. Nobody's teaching. Everybody's listening. I mean, everybody's learning.